I'm just sad. I'm really sad. I am sad. Guys, I'm sad. You know, I think everyone is sad today, so let's go ahead and get into the journey nightmare that I don't think anyone saw coming. Guys, my name is Kiki, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. What I like to do is talk about anything and everything classic rock. If you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below, as well as the notification ding dong bell. And if you are subscribed and you're returning, I thank you very, very much. And hey, good to see you. Now, if I am not sounding as excited as I normally do today, A, it's because I just had a tooth pulled a couple of days ago, so I'm still very, very swollen and my mouth kind of hurts. And B, I'm really sad about the news that we got today. Now, I'm not going to edit this video a lot. What I'm going to do is just kind of chat with you guys, and put this out there. You know, it's just really been a sad day. Now, when the news first broke that this thing happened in Journey, that Neil Schon and Jonathan Cain fired longtime on-again, off-again members Steve Smith and Ross Valory, I mean, for me anyway, and I'm sure for a lot of you, it was kind of like, no, this is not true. My husband even stepped out and said, this is a hoax. This did not really happen. But I have to admit that when I immediately first heard about it, I said to myself, what really went on here if this is true? I mean, Ross Valory and Steve Smith, they, again, on again, off again, but they have been with Journey a really, really long time. Well, apparently something really bad did happen in December of 2019, just a few short months ago. Ross Valory and Steve Smith tried to do like a takeover of Nightmare Productions. Nightmare Productions was believed by Ross and Valory to be the sole holder of the Journey name as well as the Journey logo. And this is what is really crazy to me. Valory and Smith went and held a shareholder meeting to oust Neil and Jonathan from their positions as secretary and president. Now, Neil was secretary, Jonathan, what am I saying was for? Neil is secretary, Jonathan is president. Ross went in and took the secretary position, and Steve Smith took over the president position. Now, not for anything, at the shareholder meeting, wouldn't someone question the fact that Neil and Jonathan are getting kicked off the board? I mean, wouldn't someone say, you know what, maybe we should pick up the phone and call Neil and Jonathan, send a text, something to see if this is all like a normal thing, if this should really be happening, which is just bizarro to me, just a room full of weirdness that must have been. Anywho, so we go on back to 1998, and Neil and Jonathan were given the blessing of Steve Perry to carry on the Journey name and the logo until infinity. Get it? Listen, we gotta have a little bit of humor here. You know what I mean? Because this is just, I'm so bummed out about this whole thing, which I know a lot of you are too, but this is craziness. It really, really is. So yes, Steve Perry basically, you know, said to them, yes, you can carry this on forever and ever. You can use the Journey name. Even if Journey is no longer, the whole band isn't together as we know it, you guys, I trust you. You can carry it on and do a great job with it. So journalists and attorneys are calling what Valory and Smith did a coup d'etat. Coup d'etat? Coup d'etat? I'm going with coup d'etat. I have no idea how to really pronounce that. So any of you, if you're French, I'm sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me. But coup d'etat sounds really, really nice, so I'm going with that, even though it's not a nice thing at all. It's not a nice phrase, because what coup d'etat means, it's an overthrow, a takeover, like hostile takeover thing, and that's what they're saying that Valory and Smith did. And my question in my head is that, did they really think they would win at something like this against Neil and Jonathan? Really? Did they really sit there and go, you know what, this is gonna happen. We're gonna take them down. We're gonna do this and we're gonna win. I cannot understand. I'm so confused. Let's face it, guys, Journey is a mammoth. It's a powerhouse. It is a fuel that has been continuously burning because of Neil, Jonathan, and Steve. I mean, I really just don't want to sit here and put down Valory and Smith, but you just have to sit back and think to yourself, how did they think they would win, and what kind of outside force actually pushed them to go ahead and go through with this thing? And also, what kind of mindset were the guys in to go forward with this? And then just stepping back a little bit, it seems like the coup d'etat basis of this whole thing is that Ross and Steve want any touring income from Journey without having to tour with Journey. In other words, so just say I'm sitting here. So I'm sitting here. I'm not doing anything. I'm not even talking. I'm just sitting here. I say, okay, I want money for just sitting here and not doing anything. I don't know who I would get that money from because there's no one here. Bret Michaels' hat is not going to pay me an income for just sitting here, not doing anything. So basically, that's the whole premise behind why Ross and Steve did this crazy thing. I get it though. I do get it because let's face facts here. This is the reality. Valory is 71. Smith is 66. So of course the retirement thing, that whole retirement bubble is floating around. What are we going to do next? How are we going to make money after we're done with the band? We got to do something. Ross, we got to do something. Steve, we got to take down Journey. Is that what was floating? I don't know if that was a conversation that those two had, but I'm guessing there are more than those two guys involved in this whole decision. I mean, maybe Valory and Smith could have sat down with Neil and Jonathan and said, hey, listen, you know, we're thinking about retirement. We're not going to be doing this forever. You know, is there something we can work out royalty-wise, pension-wise? Do they have a pension? Do bands have pensions? I don't know. I've never been in a band, but it's a good question to ask. Maybe when you join the band, you should ask that question. But as time goes on, even if it wasn't a thought back in the day, now you could say, hey, listen, I would like something. I would like a retirement package. Maybe, you know, something like that. I would like to know that I could feed my cat after I retire. Not just them. Anybody wants to have some type of security after they're done. Makes sense. Now, as I record this, Smith and Valory have not made any public statement, and Neil and Jonathan have not made any public statement. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, why is Kiki saying Neil and Jonathan and calling the other people Valory and Smith? Well, because I'm not gonna lie, right now I am on Neil and Jonathan's side of the fence. So if there was a fence right here, I would have to be on Neil and Jonathan's side, considering all of the information I have heard and put together. And I'm sorry if I'm gasping a little bit. My mouth still really hurts, so this is a little difficult for me. I probably look like a chipmunk right now, but we got to get this information out here. I want you guys to turn your wheels and think about all of this and let me know in the comments below what you think really was the premise behind Smith and Valory doing this craziness. Neil and Jonathan have filed a lawsuit against Smith and Valory. And I have to read this off my book. I'm not gonna lie, because I have no brain cells right now. I really don't. This bummed me out today. I'm just not gonna lie to you. Totally made me super sad. So the lawsuit that Neil and Jonathan filed for $10 million against Smith and Valory, one piece of it says that Valory and Smith have destroyed the chemistry, cohesion, and rapport necessary for the band to play together. And that makes a hell of a lot of sense to me, because if, like, just say I was in Journey. Say that I was like a backup singer. That will never happen because I am terrible at singing. I mean, I enjoy it in the shower and in my car, but no one's gonna hire me for doing that. So, but just say I am a backup singer for Journey. Wouldn't that be a hoot? Now that would be a fun job. I would ask if there was a pension available. Anyway, so I'm a backup singer for Journey. I've said that like 500 times now. You know, we're having fun. We're on tour. We're together for years and years and years. I am part of this band for a really long time. And then all of a sudden, I go ahead and I pull the rug out from under my friends, because you have to be friends to keep this going. But I do know that some bands, it's rough. It's a rough relationship. Of course, there are bands out there that they have literally broken up for good because they just don't get along with each other. But just say I'm friends with everybody. I turn around and I sue the guys who really made the band. They are not going to want to see my face around town or anywhere, especially especially on that stage. I don't ever see Valory and Smith playing with Journey as we know it. Ever again. I mean, Jonathan is a super nice guy. Not saying Neil is not, but I wouldn't cross Neil. I personally wouldn't do it. The other thing I would like you to chew on is that chewing. I can't chew right now. I'm eating oatmeal and yogurt. So hopefully I lose like 2,500 pounds. That's what my hope is. So it was a good, and I just gotta tell you, the dentist that took out this tooth, he was like, literally, I'm not even kidding you, possibly 102 years old. And he kept talking about my shoes and my handbag. Anyway, the last thing I want you to chew on about this whole thing is who will be the replacements for Valory and Smith. Now, Dean Castronovo has been working alongside Neil in Journey Through Time. I mean, Dean's got the Dead Daisies. He's super busy. He's touring and he's performing a lot. So would he disrupt that project if they asked him to go back to Journey? I mean, if they asked him, he'd be crazy to not do it. And what about Valory's position? I mean, who knows? I do know a guitar player. I don't know him personally. I just know him through Instagram. I have seen him play, and he was actually the guitarist for Lou Gramm for like a decade. Michael Startow. I think he would fit in perfectly as a Journey member because he's got the long hair and he's got the thing going on. So check him out, Michael Startow. I'll actually link his Facebook page down below. Might not be a bad thought for him to be a replacement in Journey. Now, he is working with Slaughter right now, so again, he's busy too. Not sure. I'm just throwing this stuff out there. I have to do that. That's my job, is to throw all good things into the universe. Do you see my nose dripping? Do you see that? That is horrible. Horrible how that happens. It only happens at like 5, 6 o'clock every day. My nose starts dripping. I don't know why. And then it stops after 6. And getting back to this original topic we're talking about, greed, power, and control, and money. Money can do some real nasty things to people. And of course, this is all about money, nothing else. But unfortunately, we will never 100% know what really happened. I totally think that Valory and Smith were completely influenced by an outside party or 2 or 3 or 4 that maybe pushed them to go forward and do this. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it was just the 2 of them who wanted to carry this out. Again, I don't think we're ever really truly going to know what the heck happened here. So what were Valory and Smith thinking or not thinking? But to me, today was a very sad day. I know a lot of you feel the same way. Just to have brotherhood broken apart like that, and to know that your bandmates went behind your back and did these things. It's just, Journey is too much of a wholesome band that we have all loved forever and ever. So it, again, just really a sad day. And to think that this happened, I feel icky. I'm not even a part of it, and I feel icky about it. Guys, have a great day, a great night, a great weekend, a great everything. And as always, remember, most importantly, to keep rocking.